Okay, so for our second special effects project, we're going to be doing some doubling. And what we're going to aim for is something that looks a little bit like this. So, pretty simple. There's a little bit of trickery going on there that we'll get into. So, like your other project, once you've shot your footage, you're going to upload it to Drive, and then we'll just download it. Okay, so once the footage is downloaded, open up Premiere, and we want to select New Project. Not too worried about all these settings, they'll sort themselves out. Let's just call this Special Effects Demo 2. Call it what you like. Say OK. And your interface should open up just like this. If you don't see your project window, don't forget, if you're missing any window anytime, just go to Window and select whichever one you're missing. Projects. Mine's already there, obviously, so not a problem. So the first thing we need to do is import that footage. Import media to start. So go File, Import. And I will go to my Downloads folder. Yours should also be in your Downloads folder once you've got it downloaded. I think it's this stuff here. Yeah, that's the one. So I'm going to open up both of those, and they go into my project. Great. Now, the next thing I want to do is start a new timeline. So the way that I do that is I just grab one of these, and I can just drag it right onto my timeline. Ta-da. Okay. So I've got my first piece of footage. Here it is. And I just need to figure out where to start it and finish it. Now, it's going to take a bit of experimentation probably for you. I've already done this, so I kind of know where I want things to start and stop. So I'm just going to find my first shot here, there, and set my endpoint and move that back to the start of my timeline. And I know the ending is right about there. So I'll shut that off there. Good. Now I'm going to line up my other project right on top of it. So there's 9053. That's the other one. Okay. So just like in Photoshop, we've got layers. And so this one sits on top of the other one. And of course, you can't see anything that's going on underneath. And we'll fix that in a minute. But I know that I want this one to end right as I exit the frame. So I'm going to go like that. And then I'll just pull this one in, probably more than I need, and then just line up the back end of the clips. And I got lucky. These actually lined up really well, even though they're two separate shots. So that's good news, I guess. I don't need any audio, so I'm just going to mute my audio by clicking M down below here. And okay, so here's my shots. And of course, again, I can only see the one on the top. So what I want to do here is actually split this clip, or chop part of it off, I guess. So the way to do that is I'm going to go to Effect Controls. And again, if you're missing Effect Controls, Window, Effect Controls, and then it should pop up for you. And I'm going to scroll through here to Opacity. It might be closed. It might look like that. Just click the little caret beside it and open it up. And then we're going to grab this little Free Draw Bezier tool and click on it. Now, I've got a bit of a problem here because I want to actually chop out a big part of the frame, but my view is not very good. So right now it says Fit. I'm going to put that down to about 25% and see. There you go. That's better. And the reason why is this. I'm going to go like this, and just clicking once, I'm just creating a little line here, and it doesn't really matter exactly how I do this, but so long as I've got the whole side of the frame selected. Now because of what I've done here, this part of my top video is showing, and the rest of it's been chopped out, and it reveals what's underneath, which is this. So now if I play this, let's take a look and see what that looks like. Good. All right. So that syncs up pretty nicely. I wave to myself, and away I go. But there's a problem right here when I go to grab the coffee mug. And this is kind of what helps sell the whole split screen thing in the first place, is that there's that exchange of an object. So what I'm going to do is I actually have to change my mask at this point in time. So the way to do that is I'm just going to go back a little bit in my timeline down here. And here's my mask. So this little object here outlined in blue is called a mask. And anytime I want to change an aspect of something in my video over time, I can just click this little stopwatch. It says toggle animation over here. And now you see this little blue dot has lit up, and there's a dot here on my timeline as well. And I'm adjusting my mask path over time. So if I click on this, here we are. Somehow I spun another mask. Okay. So I select my mask path, and what I want to do is actually, at this point in time, I want the mask to be over here so that I can not chop myself in half there. So let's see what I've got here. You can see how the mask actually moves. I might actually want to adjust that a little bit. You can see these little diamonds here. These are my keyframes. So I'm just going to move them a little bit so that transition happens just a little bit sooner. Let's see what that looks like. That's good. Doesn't look like anything happened, but now I'm just creating that space for my hand to reach over. Okay. I accidentally created another mask, and I just deleted it. So here we go. Let's see how that looks now. Perfect. Now there's one more step I can do to make this look even a little tiny bit better. So what I'm going to do is make this go full screen, and I'll show you what the problem is here. I'm going to go full screen here by hitting the tilde key, which is that little squiggly key next to the 1 on your keyboard. So I click that, and then I'm just going to change this back over to fit. And I can see a little more clearly what I'm doing. So if you watch, when my mask goes across, you'll see right here, you can see that little kind of whoop happening. And it's not super pronounced, but I'm feeling finicky, so I want to fix that a little bit. The way that I can do that is I'm going to get a full screen by hitting that tilde key again. And I'm going to go down here to my mask feather, and I'm going to bump that up to, I don't know, like, I'm going to try 70 and make it really big. And what that does is it softens the edge of the mask itself, so that this will be a little less obvious. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to take a look here. I know my transition's somewhere in here. I can't even see it anymore. It's gone, just because that edge is a lot softer now. So there I go. That's my finished doubling video. When I'm done, I'll just go File, Export, Media, and click on that blue name there, give it a better name than that, and make sure I've got it going to the right place. Your interface looks a little different, but you know, same deal. Special Effects Demo 2. Save it. I also make sure here that this H.264 is selected. Then I hit Export, and I'm done.